All right, sorry about that. I don't know. I didn't even try to click to end the stream because sometimes it tells you, "Do you sure you want to end it?" It just ended the stream. It just ended the stream. But anyway, we're back yet again. We're back, and I'm waiting for Chill. I just sent a invite to Chill and Blue on Twitter, and waited for them to come back. But if you're coming in the second portion of this, so I get an email from my kid's school that said my kid's bus was in an accident. Was in an accident. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why I had to leave. But we get there, there is no accident. You know what I'm saying? It looks like the bus just broke down. And of course, as a parent, child's first. You know what I'm saying? And she'll just so happen to come right when I got that email. Like it was the email, all of this, Chill pops in, you know what I mean? So that's the reason why I left. But everything is fine now. My son's on another bus. They're getting ready to drop all the kids off. So we're good. We're good. Anyway, so that is what like I said, that is what happened. And again, I do apologize for any inconvenience.
Yeah, that I was just sharing my opinion on the Ahsoka show. Minding my own, and Dramax, none of that. We did not have it. Killmonger's clout chasing, and Blue, you guys should have seen what happened to Blue.
Blue
There's a reason why Blue isn't here. Nervous laughter. All right, let's just do this review. Let's just talk about it.
All right, so I gotta go back in. I don't know which you guys were at because again, I'm trying to get to the bus. But
we talked about the beginning of the show, and then we talked about some of the merchandising with those little turtles. They had the rebel symbol on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, I even with that, you know why I like that? Because again, of course, we already know that that's instant merch off the rip. But what I did like was the fact that, remember in Return of the Jedi, that's when we got the Ewoks. Yeah. And everybody was, oh man, how cute the Ewoks and all of that. The feeling of this episode felt a little bit like a mix of The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. The feel, the aesthetic, even with the little turtle crab hermit things, that kind of remind me of like, oh, those are like new age Ewoks, you know what I mean? And they're over there and they're helping out Ezra Bridger, and they're being, he's learned their language. Don't tell how long he's been there. I mean, hell, Thrawn is fat, so no telling how long, they've been out there, obviously for some years. But that gave me more of a Star Wars feel than anything. I'm like, oh my god, now I feel like I'm in a Star Wars show. Like I'm completely sold now. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dissing the show. Nowhere after this. This just been a fucking amazing. This has been amazing. So that's what I like. I don't know. How did you feel about that? Especially with the music that they played, all of that. How did you feel on that part before we get to, where we're at here on the show?
The music, we want to talk about that. It's wonderful. It's a whole personality. Kevin Kiner is his name. And he used to do Rebels. He can do live action and he can do animated. This guy's And he's nice and young, so we'll have him for a few more decades to finish out this entire Rebels Ahsoka story. Yeah, wonderful music.
Yeah, the music, to me, the music set the tone for this whole entire episode. Like I said, we start off in the Purgle, you know what I mean, while Hugh Yang and Ahsoka is talking. You know what I'm saying? And the dialogue, you know what I'm saying, was a lot more smooth. It was a lot more Chris, I'm adding you to the stage. I don't know what the heck happened. There we go.
Hey, what was that? Me? Did I kill the stream?
Yeah, it was you.
I had a phone call come through. That might have been me. I had probably hit the wrong button.
I was like, in stream. I'm like, I didn't do it. I just
Because when I came back, I was like, damn, what a stream at? My bad if I did.
You guys were joking with Mika about those rotary phones just yesterday, and look now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Can't be on the internet and the phone at the same time, Blue. But yeah, the music set the tone from the opening crawl when we're in the Purgle, and then even with what's his name? Where he's on screen, Ray Stevenson's character, and we learned that he was a general with the Jedi Order, which is something that was still a bit of mystery. We're like, well, who is this guy? Who is this guy? He was a general on the Jedi who that was part of the Jedi Order who defunct out of the Jedi Order. That was something that we was trying to figure out. Who is this guy and what is his purpose? You know what I'm saying? Besides his having this Padawan, what was his purpose on this show? And now we got that. We got hit, a little bit of backstory. And this is something that I said, this is one of the best shows that Disney Plus has produced. Number one, we're getting backstories.
Yeah.
One thing that I had a problem with Secret Invasion and some of the other shows, we don't get a guy's backstory. We don't get, well, how did he get to this point? They talked about it, but then they actually showed you. On this one, they actually didn't even tell you. They just went straight to the backstory. Here we go. Hey, for Mr. Casual fan, this is for you. You know what I mean? Mr. Casual fan, this is this story so you can get an understanding. And then they're showing you that backstory with him. They told you, but then you kind of got an understanding of why he is what he is, because through the dialogue between him and his Padawan. Loved every minute of this.
I even remember he had Ahsoka in front of him and she lit up her saber. He goes, how inevitable. Because, he's tired of this cycle of everyone. The good guys return, the bad guys are on top, and he's so over it. I want him to be friends.
Yes.
Just hug it out. Just hug it out.
Look, how much you want to bet that's going to be what it'll be? They're going to fight, and then they're going to be like, well, Thrawn wants to kill us, kill all of us. You know what I mean? And so let's be cool. You know what I'm saying? Let Ray Stevens go out as a good guy. I'm all.
Well, that's like my question going forward. Ray Stevenson's character, does he die? Do we get to keep him? Or are they going to recast? You know what I'm saying? Does he just get disfigured and they put a mask over him? What, you know what I'm saying? What's going on with him going forward?
Well, going forward, they can do
dying going.
They could do animation.
There's a lot of different ways that Star Wars can further the story in video games, but voice actors can pick it up. And if they need to, they can have him stranded on this other galaxy, and Shin can be the one who makes it back to the regular galaxy. And you know what they do after that? Shin gets with Baylan Skoll's master. We don't know who is his master, and then go to him, and he'll have the same philosophies, and boom, we don't miss a beat with the Baylan Skoll character. We'll just have the same plot points be executed from whoever taught him.
Right. And then this was a cool little dialogue for Sabine Wren too, because I love the way that her character has progressed throughout the story too. She from the first episode when she was riding on the speed the speeder or and to where we got now. She's doing everything because she did. It was set up in Rebels how much she wanted to see Ezra Bridger again. Whether they're just friends or it's a romantic relationship, that part I don't even care. It's the simple fact. My mission is to go get Ezra and bring him back. That's my purpose. And she was willing to risk risk everything for her purpose. I like that. Most characters that you find in these stories don't risk everything. What did he say? You're going to risk the fate of a planet, the fate of your future on a friend. You know what I mean? That's a character. That's not something that we normally get in these stories. Again, this was awesome. To me, this was what I want to see out of a character. What are you willing to risk? What are you willing to do, for the love of a friend? Are you willing to risk it all? Or are you willing to sacrifice? And she did that. I love that.
Right.
And my man Baylan's so cool. Man, R.I.P. Ray Stevens. Ray Stevens walking around this month like he's the juggernaut. You know what I mean? He's always been cool anyway.
Yeah, I
You
try
know?
not to over exaggerate. I understand when somebody dies, he's all of a sudden he was the best in the world, could do no
Yeah,
wrong.
he's always
But
been awesome.
man, this guy's awesome. Yeah.
This man always. I mean, I mean, the first time I really kind of got into Ray Stevens, was the Punisher Warzone movie. You know what I mean? But then I start watching because I know he's was he Irish or I think he's an Irish or Scottish actor. I mean, I know he's done a lot of television before he got into the movies, but him and the other guys was awesome. You know what I'm saying? Even his, even him as one of the Warriors 3 and Thor, awesome. Anything he does has been awesome. So I've always been a fan of his. But I do like this, this look from his Padawan once, she starts to question, like, I thought you said you were going to have this honor for him. Where's this honor? And, he's like, hey, I got my own players, cuz. And she's like, wait a minute, what?
Ejectocito, cuz.
Yeah, right. He said, I get I get her motivation, but it's still an L for me.
Damn.
Just think about how many times a writer will write someone in this particular situation and have them do quote unquote the good guy thing. She didn't do the good guy thing. She went straight for it. No, my purpose is to get Ezra Bridger by any means necessary. And sometimes, again, they always want the character to do the good guy thing. She didn't. She did something that was personal for her. I like that. Be selfish for once. Whether the fate of the world takes it or not, be selfish for once. Then she did that. I like that. Now, somebody, and all Star Wars fans, answer me a question. Why every time they go into hyperspace, which is supposed to be moving in, I don't know what type of light, speed of light, and they don't move? They're perfectly fine walking around, chilling. They're not flashing to the front of the ships. Yeah, they're just walking around all cool, and then they stop and nobody hits nothing. They just,
that's technology, man. Well, I mean, it's actually a scientific reason behind that. Like in a car, inside a car, you can move around in the car. You're not relative to the speed of the car traveling, or in the plane. It's the same way.
Yeah, but when you come to a full break, don't you also?
True, but I'm pretty sure they got the technology to when they stop. They not how we see it and what's going on inside. I'm pretty sure ain't the same thing.
I mean,
I know we see them coming out of hyperdrive like, whew, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's like that. I think that's just for special effect versions. I don't know.
Okay, so I told you I've been playing Jedi Fallen Order, right? And I finally got out of the area that I was stuck at. So I would just left Dathomir or whatever. You get in the ship, you fly. Dude tells you to sit down in your seat, but then you come to a complete stop. You don't get whiplash. You don't get nothing. That's just, I'm just asking questions. He said it's similar to Star Trek's warp speed.
Yeah.
I never understood warp speed either. I think Guardians of the Galaxy did it best. They showed us what it looks like the best. But so they enter the planet. And then I do like this. He said, this is the ancient world of my ancestors on Dathomir. And I do like, because I'm playing Jedi Fallen Order for the first time, like a little kid. You know what I'm saying? I just follow, some Night Sister clones or whatever, the little spirits that come up. So when they said this, I'm getting excited. Like, okay, I feel like I'm part of the team now. You know what I mean? I understand that reference. I felt like Captain America. You know what I mean? So, when she was explaining this, I'm like, this is kind of dope because I understand where they're at right now. You know what I mean? And they're explaining for the casual fans, hey, this is the migration routes. This planet is where they come to die at. And then you see all the bones of the space whales and stuff like that pulling up, which was I feel like that was a good explainer to find out what this planet is. When you go to some of these planets, why is this planet significant?
About rings that go around planets, I believe that they are moons. Moon will get too close to the planet, and then the gravity will crumble up the moon, and that's why there's all this debris surrounding a planet. That's what a ring is. So to see that it's bones and stuff from a space whale, that's different.
Yeah, and here we go. Those are bones of the space whales here in this shot. And again, the CGI is on point in this show too. The CGI has been, even the scenes that they're you could clearly see that they're filming in the void looks amazing in this particular episode.
In the volume.
Did I say the void in the volume? So they enter
Yeah.
the
Blue, I
planet
can hear your
now.
drink when you rattle the ice. I can hear it.
That's not me. That's my son over there chewing on some chips,
Oh,
man.
my
That's my
mistake.
bad.
My bad. Sorry.
So
Make an assumption.
chill over here like I'm tired of the tangling. What you doing?
My bad. Let me mute up. I mute up, man. My bad. My bad. I mute until I'm ready to talk.
Wait. I want to get feedback from him since we know we've got the younger demographic in the building. Maybe he's a Star Wars fan. Like, well, what does he think
He
about
ain't.
Darth Vader? No.
Nah, he's not, man. He's not. All he do is football, baseball, sports. That's all he do, man. Now he's a gamer though. He a gamer.
So he knows all the
But-
Fortnite dances.
Used to. He ain't on Fortnite no more. What you playing now? Speak up, man. Siege,
Rainbow Six Siege.
Rainbow
Oh,
Six Siege.
Oh yeah, he's on Tom Clancy now. He done upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There you go.
even the way that this ship, because I was like, well, how they going to leave this ship? I didn't understand how this construction was. But even this little small part in that little spaceship, that was actually like they spent the budget for this show. Obviously, has been amazing. They've done there's nothing that's been wonky. I mean, besides Anakin's face when we first see him in the World Between Worlds, if that's what that was or whatever. But then you kind of find out that was just the lighting and they pulled back and the CGI got better. Like, damn, they killed the show. Like literally, they're killing the show.
When you think of outer space stuff, they already have, based off of Rebels, like 5 years, they have like all this footage and all this. All you got to do is change the textures of the ghost ship, change the textures and make it adapt to a real life scenario, like a live action show. And boom, you just reuse the animations and everything you had during Rebels.
And if I'm not mistaken, and you guys can put this out, these ruins are of the Night Sisters, if I'm not mistaken, right? The ones that were like similar to the ones on Dathomir, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the Night Sisters original. This is where they come from.
The original home planet, right?
Yeah, this is their home planet. Now, my question is, how did they end up from there to where they're not to actual Dathomir? You know what I'm saying? Because from
magic with a K.
Magic with the K, right?
You said it.
Yeah, that's okay. So if we on the consensus of that, because I'm like, if the whales come there to die and nothing else leaves, then you stuck there.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Balin said that these were like basic like fairy tales or ancient stories that the Night Sisters and all of them in ancient Jedi always travel with the space whales to these different galaxies. So they went from Dathomir to this. I mean, from this planet to Dathomir because these are where the space whales, come to anyway.
It's the only way that it makes sense. They know the routes, so all you gotta do is place a little tracker on a whale, and you can see how it got to where it got. Oh, let's just punch that into our Navi computer, and we can figure out how to get there.
Right, absolutely. Now, I did like this because this was with the Night Mothers, and you get to see again. You get to see something that's real Star Wars. This is Star Wars to me. When I talk to my brother, shout out to my brother Rico, when he's always telling me about the ancient books, the old books that I guess it's not canon anymore. The old, the old books when they talk about like the ancient Night Sisters and all of this magic and the space magic. This is what he's talking about to me. This is what I envisioned that would look like. What did you guys think about this particular scene here when you actually get to see the Night Sisters doing magic and with these ruins and these temples and stuff?
It doesn't look like the volume.
That doesn't look like the volume. That looks like practical effects. It looks awesome though. This looks awesome.
Nah, it looks good. It reminded me of when Darth Maul, when they were bringing Darth Maul back on, you know what I'm saying, after they was healing Darth Maul up on Rebels. Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. That whole area and his brother. The backstory on Darth Maul and his brother when they were on Dathomir being handpicked because they were special things like that. That's what it reminded me of. It looked real good, real good.
And I like the
Savage Opress. That was his name. Thank you.
Yeah, Savage. Yep.
And I do like the simple fact that the way that they honor, because again, the Japanese aesthetic, I love the way that she came and she bowed to the sisters You know what I mean? And this thing was cool because again, literally, I planned this game because I'm like, I need to brush up at least on something on Star Wars. Let me at least play this game that's 3-4 years old now, and let me see if it gets me caught up. So I just met a Night Sister who then attacked me, and then I'm seeing this. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like a part of the crew now. I feel like a whole dork though, getting all excited about these Night Mothers and stuff like that. But I do like this. This really reminds me of like a Japanese samurai movie when you see, the Japanese aesthetics, the way the face paint is. Of course, this is for, the sisters or whatever, but all of this just reminds me of a cool ass Japanese movie.
Yeah.
So we kind of get past this. It was like, I smell Jedi, and it took her, it took the ball. When she said I smell Jedi, I was like, yo, what? The Sabine?
Look how the hair is flailing in the wind.
Yeah.
But then Balin's skull is so frozen.
Yeah, that's all. Like I said, Ray Stevens is amazing. Just his, just his look. Right.
Hey, Chill, you like Shin, huh?
She's all right. She can force choke me anytime.
So at first I was wondering what these little balls were.
Wait, are you on speaker right now or are you on headphones? Because I hate that your son heard me make that joke. He may not know anything about me, but I just made that joke.
Same here. He got his headphones. He ain't worry about you, man. He good.
It's okay. Several nights this week. Yeah, and I did after I did the recap on Screen Crush. Yeah, they kind of mentioned those two, but I really got to go back and watch that show. Now that I'm excited. Like this show is like I need to make sure that I go back and watch this because this is awesome. Like this is awesome. And then they put her in the the magic chains. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, well, we had a deal. It was like, get back in there, God damn it. Get back in the back. But we had a deal. Who cares? You'll get to it. And
That's
then
a terrible prison. I hate that. Like no sunlight. The only sunlight you get is kind of from the side, so you'll never get it right on top of you, which I guess means you'll never be boiling hot in there.
Yeah. And then here, at first I thought these were wolves, and I know Dave Filoni has this thing with wolves, but that's probably the ugliest horse camel dog I've ever saw in my life. The thing that they're riding on, I don't know what those things are. I don't know.
I thought it was a Loth wolf at first.
I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was. But you're right. It's like a camel wolf dog horse hybrid.
Yeah, ugly. But again, Balin's his whole presence is amazing. Like he's looking at all these ruins, and to me, if I'm not mistaken, I know that these are maps of the galaxy, but don't this look like when you go into the world between worlds, the way that looks also?
Yeah.
Like the way the ruins and stuff are. That's the first thing that I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute. Those look like the world between worlds, and they look like the same place we just came from that other planet that they were at too. Right before that they got the coordinates to find Grand Admiral Thrawn. So I kind of like the parallels to those, but that looks like the world between worlds to me.
Yeah. So, if you go back and watch that episode with I think it was Ezra when he pulled Ahsoka out.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at that episode, a lot of the hieroglyphics or whatever you want to call it is in that episode. So what we're getting from Ahsoka right now, if you go back and you look at that, you'll see a lot of that writing and hieroglyphics in those different places. Like when the owl, and that's another thing, we haven't seen the owl this whole time, which is weird. We should see the owl with Ahsoka.
I mean, do you think do you think it's like necessary right now? Because I know that owl, I guess, represents, the spirit of her sister, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it represents her. Because
go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say because when her life force, when the the sister's life force got transferred over into Ahsoka, the owl now goes with Ahsoka because the owl had once belonged to the sister, which was, which represented the light side of the force. Now, remember when she showed up in The Mandalorian, the owl was there.
Yeah, in the background.
But the Morai Owl, when we remember the third last episode of Rebels, when both Sabine and the other guy who worked for the Empire, they were like art kind of scientifically breaking it down. And they talked about that Morai Owl, and they said that it may be a conduit, it may be a spiritual resemblance of the sister, maybe the sister herself. They offered a lot of theories. We don't really know which one like Dave Filoni is gonna pick is the actual meaning of what this owl is.
That's the actual thing.
It was sitting on the shoulder of the sister. We just don't know, is it the sister herself? What is going on?
Yeah, I'm just remembering when. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say they're probably going to get to that explanation later on, probably in the movie, because right now there's really no need for that for right now, for what I understand. There's no need for that conversation to come up. You know what I mean? Because if that conversation comes up now, it'll be a filler episode, and they're progressing the story so linear right now. It's moving. We got to Ezra. Now it's time to finish up the portion of the story.
Yeah, so but look at the pieces.
But the pieces are there.
Ezra and Sabine versus Shin and Balin. Ahsoka can get a rematch with Morgan Elsbeth, and I don't know who's Thrawn's equal. Thrawn could fight Hu Yang. Let's go.
But I think of course Thrawn is being saved for the movie. We already know you're not going to introduce this character and then have a fight in here and scurry off. You know what I mean, or whatever. Or it may be because if I'm not mistaken, this is 5 years after the fall of the Empire, right? After the death of Darth Vader, the fall of the Empire.
We're like at 7 now.
Okay, so it's 7 years. So how many years is it from the end of Empire, or the Return of the Jedi to what is the trilogy, the sequel?
I think we got 30 years.
Force Awakens. That's a long time.
Again,
30?
It's a long time.
So since we got that amount of time period, now you can tell a story that hasn't been told with Grand Admiral Thrawn between that time period from the rise of the First Order. You know what I mean? So this is that's a good amount of time to be able to tell a Thrawn story or whatever, where it would make sense for let's say that this will make the sequels, which a lot of people don't like, make sense. You know what I'm saying? What stories can you tell, and how effective can that storytelling be in that 30 years?
Speaking for a lot of people who don't like the sequels, don't even try to make it make sense. There's a big galaxy that you can make a lot of stories over. We can have intimate stories between two characters who've got a beef with each other. Naruto and Sasuke, for any anime fans. It doesn't matter what's going on with the whole entire ninja world. Because those two characters can carry us. So let's figure out who's going to be your character A, figure out a character B, and have the war between those two characters be the primary focus of our attention.
Can that be Ahsoka? Can that be the Rebels crew? Honestly, because everybody's been following Ahsoka and you're right, D-Sizzle, he's on point. Everybody's been following Ahsoka since Clone Wars. Since she was introduced in Clone Wars. She's, you got the crew from Rebels. Can these be the guys that Dave Filoni knows best and people like the most? Can these be the guys going forward that can carry her within these 30 years so they could be character A and character B?
I would say, they're his creations. That's another thing too. They're Dave Filoni's creations, so he would know best on what to do with them going forward. I say, you can strictly abandon the sequel trilogy and tell this story because it's easier. You have more backstory. We don't know shit about Rey. And a lot of people don't even care about Rey. And you know what I'm saying? This could be that new crew. This is the new Han Solo and Chewie, and you know what I'm saying? Once you get the Rebel crew back together, that's what you got. You got the pieces.
You got the pieces there. I know Ahsoka was gone for from what is that? From season 3 of Rebels. and then she comes back
Right.
at the end of season 4. No,
Yeah, she was gone since the
Yep.
season 2 finale. She comes back season 4, the very last few episodes. She's back at the
Yep.
World Between Worlds,
Right.
and she's missing. That's why she wasn't part of the original trilogy. Hey, we can find a reason why they're not part of the sequel trilogy too. Just say that they were at the other galaxy, or they were
they
busy
were-
focusing on something else.
That's from my understanding. We're not leaving this galaxy. They're finna flesh this whole new galaxy out. That's what I'm hearing. They're gonna flesh this whole new galaxy out, and we're not leaving this galaxy.
So that would make
You know what
sense.
I'm saying?
That would make sense why they wouldn't be in that last fight when Palpatine somehow
All of that,
Palpatine
right.
returned and all of that mess. They can keep themselves separate away
Separate.
from that, so they're not tied into whatever that mess was.
I'm gonna ask Diesel. I think the Ghost ship was part of all of those ships at the end of the number 9.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I will give you Dave and John Favreau are humongous Star Wars guys, and I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Now, I honestly thought in this scene that she was actually using the Force, and that's the reason why that they were
I knew
like,
it was.
"Oh,
I knew she
Jedi."
wasn't using.
Then I got, and then I got the wool pulled from my eyes. I was actually,
I didn't get caught up in it.
I did.
I knew she was not. This is because they did it with us last time. She's not gonna be able to use the Force. I don't think we're gonna get a Force moment from her because I don't think she uses the Force like that. I think it's a different way that she's gonna be able to use the Force. Or we talk about magic with the K. I think this whole universe or galaxy that we're gonna be in now, it's not gonna be necessarily about the Force. It's gonna be this magic with the K. That's what I think it's gonna be about.
She's going to be a magic Mandalorian wielder, or is that what you're thinking?
Sure, why not? She to me will be this galaxy's Luke Skywalker. Luke wasn't supposed to be a Jedi. He was too old. You know what I'm saying? Sabine, she ain't supposed to be a Jedi because she's the Mandalorian. Plus, she's too old. You know what I'm saying? So I see her as being the Luke Skywalker of this galaxy.
What do you think, Jill? That's
The Luke Skywalker of this galaxy is such a high pedestal to put her on.
I'm talking about as far as the story. I'm like if you was watching A New Hope for the first time and you're seeing Luke, you know what I'm saying? Then we go into Empire Strikes Back, things of that nature. That's what I mean by not what we know of Luke as of this moment in time, but how we learned Luke over the years, things like that.
Yeah, the Ghost Ship was in Rogue One, which is still to me a sleeper movie as far as Star Wars movies.
It's the only one I might actually revisit. But right now, if you go on my Disney Plus account, I have not clicked one time on a Star Wars sequel trilogy era movie.
I mean, I bought 2 out of the 3.
Can you share my screen for a minute?
Yeah.
It's just the ship that they had in animation because here we go. Here we. Sorry. Here it is.
You
Here.
good. Oh, never mind. My bad. Hold on.
It just went straight to white. I'm trying to show you the ship. I'm trying to show an angle that shows the whole entire ship, but actually there doesn't exist one. This might be the closest one. This might be the best angle. You see how and if we switch back to yours, the same holes from where the whales had their tentacles on is the same kind of parts of the ship in this new show that are just as missing, you know?
Yep. So if you go back, that's the part that is missing. Right? Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can't. My whatchamacallit's not pulling. My pointer's not pulling up. But yeah, where that gold part is at is where those whales were at.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's awesome. That's attention to detail. You know what I mean? I mean, obviously, Thrawn has been on this planet for years, so he had enough time to find some scraps. Yeah. Thrawn built this in a cave with a bunch of scrap. So we get, you know, the ship comes in. I'm not going every time a Star Destroyer or anything comes in frame, it's awesome to me. It is just awesome to me.
Yeah, the sheer massiveness of it, just how big it is.
And I got a small little Star Destroyer that it's just so awesome, even though it's like a 1/64th look, but it's just I love looking at the thing because the detail on it is amazing. And we get up and again, all of this serves a purpose. You know what I mean? This all serves a purpose. And I know everybody was saying that Grand Admiral, I think it was Tim Talk, put Grand Admiral Thrawn was thick. I don't use that kind of language.
Not for men.
No, I don't use that kind of language. But yeah, that Enoch, that's cool. At first I was like, who the hell is that? That's awesome. That I've never seen a stormtrooper with that type of face.
That's what I'm saying. I hope they don't waste, because they wasted what was her name? Pharsma. And
Phasma.
Phasma. They wasted her. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't getting nothing from her. That little fake ass fight with Finn. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was trash.
Yeah. Okay. I almost cleared that out of my mind. I'm not even gonna hold you.
Right. Exactly. I hope we don't have a similar situation to where you have to clear that out your mind just because it was so trash.
Bruh.
Now his introduction, the way he pulled up. This is and again, people have to understand, like, this is an older Thrawn too. Clearly older Thrawn. You know what I'm saying? He ain't really went to great clips in a while. You know what I'm saying? He he hasn't been to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, suit's still clean. They still gotta watch her dryer still there. Yeah. But look how he walked up though. He walked up like a G. Look at that walk.
Now they were like chanting Thrawn and shit too. They was chanting like Thrawn. I was like, what the hell is going on? It's crazy.
They probably weren't originally chanting Thrawn, and then they decided, well, we need to name these creatures. They're the night troopers, right? They're different.
Yeah.
So we need to have night troopers be there for the narration. So let's have them speak so that no one actually names them. So there, we got it. Thrawn, night troopers, and then they sell the toys. I don't care if they're wearing gold. I don't care if it's all special. They are bad at aiming. They have no accuracy.
They don't.
The most accurate person is the pilot of this starship, who managed to get them right in the center of that of the stones. Right, that guy. Give him a raise. After all these years, he can still park a big Star Destroyer. Good for you.
Sometimes I have it's a hard time parallel parking. Sometimes he's parking the Star Destroyer right in the middle of the thing.
That was all AI, man.
I mean, all of this was amazing. Like I said, this is an older Thrawn, but he still kept the aesthetic of the Thrawn from Rebels. So I do like this. The voice, the everything. Just my man's been eating. I ain't gonna lie. Look at my man, got a gut. The man's been. The man's been eating.
I wonder what he been. I mean, the planet don't look like it's right with substance. What he been eating? You know what I'm saying? Like to get like that.
Them little crab turtle things. That's what he been
little
eating.
Crab.
That's why they went for Ezra. They needed shelter. Like, nah, let's go find somebody. But yeah, you know what I mean. But I love the way he read them. He said, Balin. What did he say? He says, then you must be General Balin Skull. And he starts selling back. He starts going into exposition. But the exposition was right because it fit. Sometimes people do exposition that they're like, man, people don't really talk like that. But he was like, but it went along with the character, which was so incredibly dope.
Yep.
It said of the Jedi Order, and they're like, wait a minute, everybody like, what? Jedi Order? Like, how did we miss you? Now
you didn't smell him.
Yeah, you just smell him. You just smell what the Rock was cooking on this one. They're like, They said I parted ways with the Jedi long ago.
So it's a thing though. You parted ways, or did Order 66 happen? Which of the two? I don't know.
What? You can tie Balin into Order 66 and being one of the ones who probably knew about Order 66 and didn't want
I thought he said he was there when Anakin killed the younglings though. I thought he said that in like episode 2 or 3 or something like that.
I think so. Then did you really part ways, or did you just change your mind after the Jedi Order fell? Is that what happened?
He could have
He
been.
might have already. Cause see, my thing, I think Balin knows, because he knows a lot. It seemed like he know a lot about the old Jedi, the old ways. You know what I'm saying? I think he used to kick it with what's her name, Jocasta, the librarian Jedi. And I think that's where he's been getting all his knowledge from. So I think he was already probably on his way out from being a Jedi, and then that happened, and that just gave him, oh, okay, yeah, I really need to be gone. You know what I'm saying? Let me just go ahead and get up out of here. This shit done fell apart. So that's how I view it.
And then Thrawn was like, it was a delight to see what a delight it is after all after so long to see a familiar face. And it was like, man, where Ezra at? I ain't trying to hear this shit. Where Ezra
That's
at?
the first thing I have my what Ezra at?
Yeah,
Like,
he was
calm
like,
down, dog.
Yeah, he was like, man, I'm trying to talk to you, man. I don't care. I want to go. I was promised Ezra. But it was kind of cool that the way that he did this shows, number one, how cool this dude is. He's like, oh, you want to go see Ezra? Cool, fine, bye. You know what I'm saying? I grant you your wish. You got my wishes. He did it very gentleman-like. He even bowed when he did it. You know, go ahead, do your thing, cuz.
He's not so bad.
Yeah, hey, this guy's not a bad guy whatsoever. I'll kill him when they go outside. Just go ahead and kill him. Okay. But he did it so cool. And I like that. You know what I'm saying? Gave him her weapons back. Hey, you get your weapons back. You get your armor back. You know, you get all of that. And even she like, I can just walk out of here. That's it. Yeah,
he good Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah. You know, so, okay. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's not. And then if you, because even I said, I'm like, yeah, that's not a bad guy. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is a setup. But I love the dialogue. I love like literally you can recreate this in animation and you won't miss a beat. This is literally one of those live action animations that Marvel take notice when you have a creator, a director, a writer who knows the lore. You could be able to create magic and it doesn't feel off.
Magic with a C.
So she gets to ride this rat dog. Man, it's the ugliest creature I've ever seen in my. What is that creature? What is the name of that creature? I don't think it says.
You can tell it to sit down and it'll listen. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I think he called it a howl. I think he called it a howler or something like that, didn't he?
I don't remember. I was trying to figure out what the hell it was. And he said, die well. This was, like I said, there was some interesting dialogue in here that, again, made sense. And I don't know why that this reminded me of Lord of the Rings when they were riding around on those creatures, but that's kind of what it reminded me of. And he said, and then you may follow her at your own pace.
Amelia said Hogmog. What does he mean, Hogmog? Was that the name of it?
I don't know. And then I love this.
Yeah, I love her too.
Yeah, the Padawan, questioning her master. I thought you were going to honor your agreement. And the way he took that breath. Sabine Wren will have an opportunity in finding Ezra Bridger. And he said, just as promised. And when she does, kill him. You and your master will destroy them both.
Yeah, I like how she keeps looking at him, giving him the side eye.
Like, yeah.
I need her on the good guys team now.
Yeah. And I think even if for let's say for instance Balin is killed in this. Let's say Balin is killed. I could see her going forward with the Ghost Crew, with Ahsoka and all of that. I can and then she's, you know what I'm saying? So Ahsoka can legitimately have 2 Padawans. Or actually she got 3 because she could be able to start teaching Jason also.
She's old enough. Remember, Anakin was younger than this when he got his Padawan. She knows a lot. She was well trained. I'm not just saying this because Ray Stevenson passes, but like this character is the future because of her youth. So let's preserve her. I don't want her to die in some epic fight with a big stab.
Right. Look, she wasn't feeling none of this.
Yeah,
she wasn't feeling none of this. So we go on an adventure. And then
we already talked about this stuff.
Oh, you already talked about this. So let me skip. let me kind of.
I'll say this though: the fight that they had with these Tusken Raiders of Peridia
Yeah.
was there was moments that I really liked where they shot. Like the little blaster was right in front of the screen, and then she turned around, she got the one behind. Also, good cinematography.
Yeah, very good fight choreography.
The fight choreography I think was the lightsaber stuff I remember from prequel era was way better. But the other things when it comes to the grappling and all the doohickeys that she has as a Mandalorian, I like that.
Yeah, and I think that separates her character too. It makes her even more of a formidable, opponent, to whoever she's fighting, because she does have that Mandalorian tech. And people who maybe they didn't watch anything, they went from the Mandalorian to this. Well, they having a Mandalorian who's doing some of the stuff that Mando is doing. You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, I like that. You know what I mean? I'm getting familiar with this Mandalorian, so that's also good.
What song is Diesel singing right there in the comment? Ahsoka got
it. Kick the truth to the dark side. I don't know what that song is. I just started making up something.
You had me.
So I guess we got through all of this. I'm glad she was able to control this animal thing. You can't even control a dog. You know what I'm saying? The way that she's telling this animal that he sucks at life because you abandoned me. So y'all kind of went through this. So let me kind of skip through all of this.
All the turtle stuff.
Yeah. See,
this is the filler part of the episode. If you're gonna complain that there's filler in the show, I would say that this would be filler. But it did add to the sense of wonder of Star Wars, where you don't know what's happening. Oh, look who's not in this car anymore.
Oh, Blue is
Blue has returned.
Yeah, Blue, hurry up and got here.
The mystery of Star Wars and where are we? Let's explore here. These new creatures. They executed that, and you know what? If this was a 30-minute episode, okay, I would complain if it was 30 minutes. It wasn't 30, so
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. And you know what? And again, Marvel, please take note of this. You see how episode 4, 5, and 6 was well over 30 minutes with great storytelling that made sense, that told you some integral things. Now, I did like this this introduction, to Ezra Miller looking like Jesus amongst the people.
He was Jesus amongst the people.
Exactly. He was their savior. You know what I'm saying?
Can I add something?
Yeah.
When I saw this actor, I Googled the actor's name. I got to thinking, look at his background, ethnically. Look at Rosario Dawson. Sabine is played by someone, I don't know which Asian country she is. But I'm just saying, they got white people, but Hera was the only white character, and they kind of painted her up. Maybe when people are angry about this show, which I find ridiculous, and people are disliking it and trashing it the same way people trashed Andor, Book of Boba Fett, Mando Season 3. Maybe it's because it's so diverse with the casting of prominent characters in meaningful roles.
Well, if I'm not mistaken,
they did that with Kenobi.
They did it with Kenobi. Yeah, they really did it with Obi-Wan Kenobi. But to me, he looks like the character model from Rebels.
He does.
Because the character model never looked white. He had a Middle Eastern nose. You know what I mean?
Yep. He got that nose. I was just gonna say he got that nose.
He got the nose. That, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. Maybe the voice actor. But then we always stereotype. You have Western culture that stereotypes. Different people. You know what I'm saying? If it's Middle Eastern, they try to really let me show you it's Middle Eastern, but from a white point of view. You know what I'm saying? And he sound, and they make him sound like the guy from the gas station. Don't do that. Middle Eastern people doesn't talk like he's from the Quickie Mart.
I don't know. They got a lot of sand in that shot right there.
Oh man.
Don't defend these people.
Oh man. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself, chill.
I'm playing. I'm completely playing. But the main point is that when I see people angry about the show and saying it's not good, I'm like, I've been thinking you guys were on the sketchy side and not loving. You guys were more so hateful based on people's looks, and so I'm not really surprised. I mean, I'm with the valid criticism of the problems with Rose
Right.
Tico and Riva also from Kenobi show, but
What was the valid? What were the valid criticisms?
Riva.
Yeah,
What
Riva.
was the show was called Kenobi, and we had so much on this character who could
Oh, you're
survive.
saying because it was it featured her prominent. Okay, yeah, I'm with that.
There was reasons to be upset about that, but now I'm like, well, we got this whole show, it forward story, but now I guess you realize that the Rebels cast, yeah, like Steezel says, Kanan wasn't a white character.
No,
neither was Ezra. I mean,
yeah,
white isn't a thing in Star Wars, but like to us, if we were gonna cast the guy,
and see, that's my thing. That's when it comes to because you made a valid point on Reva, but a lot of the criticism I got from Reva was, why does she sound like that? Why would she talk like that? And I'm like,
right?
How would people, even seems like everybody does have Chill's British accent that he likes to do, but
from time to time, I
way better than my accent, way better than my British accent. Sucks.
But this is a galaxy far, far away, and it's full of aliens and all different types of humanoid creatures. They could sound and talk however the hell they want to sound and talk. I don't see why it has to be some kind of standard.
Okay, look at him. Oh, man, hold up. I can't go to.
He look like he's about to fight in The Last Kingdom. You ever seen that movie, The Last Kingdom?
he looks like he's about to walk her across the water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be like, trust me, my child. I don't have faith. But if you look at him and look at the character model for Ezra Bridger from Rebels, it's damn near spot on. It's damn near spot on. I'm not going. You're right. It is great casting. I don't even say it's good. It's great casting.
And the voice.
The voice, yeah. You know what I mean? And
what's up, Rosales?
What's up, Rosales Comics? And again, this is okay, unless you listen to Eric July, you know what I'm saying? He was like, oh, especially with Obi-Wan Kenobi, they just trying to be woke, and you got this black woman who yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to that. What significance did she have in Star Wars? You know what I'm saying? Why is she prominent in Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is a valid criticism? I want to see Obi-Wan. I want to see his story. How did he get super old in like 4 years? You know what I'm saying? Let's like let me know. In like 10 years, he went from that Obi-Wan Kenobi to like ancient Obi. What going on? What stress was he going through? I want to know that story. I don't care about I was cool with her. I think her character, but if you notice, look at the tone of Kenobi, the way that the story progressed. Look at the tone of this and how it progressed. Two totally different feels as the way that they moved this story. To me, what do you guys think?
I'm with you.
Yeah,
Ooh, nice.
Forced depression. Oh, exactly. That's awesome. Exactly.
He's got the 2 scars also on the other side of his face. I noticed that, which is very Ezra.
Mm-hmm.
Still healing.
Mm-hmm. And like
send him to Grogu.
That looks amazing. That's awesome. And he looks like the character. So again, what is the problem?
I don't see.
Did we get it?
Did we see his eyes? Was his eyes blue?
Eyes are blue. If you look, his eyes are blue.
I didn't look into his eyes. I'm pretty sure Dre might have looked into his eyes. I didn't gaze.
I did, and I was like, "You're beautiful." Yeah, that Tatooine desert, man, it is. Yeah, he is. I forgot he is on Tatooine. So yeah, that would do it after a while.
Did that hug move you with he and Sabine, or did it not feel the same because we haven't had a time with these 2 characters in live action?
Actually, I think that I liked it. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's two friends seeing each other for the first time in a long time. And how would you hug your friend if you haven't seen them in a long time? You know what I mean? And I know that with these 2 characters, they hinted a romantic thing, but somebody got friend zoned, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So this was more of I haven't seen you in a long time. I came to rescue you. I finally got you. Let's try to get the hell up out of here the best way possible.
So Ezra doesn't have a woman. He just has these people, and there's no added extra friend he's made. I would like to know that he made connections during his time away here in Peridia. You go crazy without talking. Remember Wilson in the Tom Hanks movie? Remember that one? He had to make a friend.
But he does know that. He knows that language though. So I mean,
yeah.
Who knows?
Hey, look, you see, even if you see here, and I'm just going to full screen it real quick. You see the 2 scars, and you see his eyes. And again, you kind of see it from the side. If you look, I'm trying to do the full screen layout. You see his eyes. You see the 2 scars. So, like I said, they did an awesome job with getting this guy for the character.
Yeah.
And he still looks young enough to carry this franchise 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, they casted him really young. They got a 25-year-old. He should be older.
Yeah, he kind of should be older.
Should he be older?
Yeah, because the original trilogy movies, that's like a 4-year span. And then it's been 7 years since then. So what's 4 plus 7? 13. He doesn't look 13 years older than when he was in Rebels at 19.
I mean, hey, you know, I mean, I don't look my age, you know. I mean,
wait, man, you know.
Maybe he took something when he went into the World Between Worlds, had a little drink or whatever. You know, gave him a little fountain of youth juice. You understand? Like, a little something.
I'm in favor of young castings, especially Star Wars. It's not going away. We've had it for 40 years. We know this actor is going to be a prominent presence until he dies eventually.
Right. Ezra was 30 for Sabine in the first 2 seasons. She never showed any romantic interest in him in Rebels. Sabine portrayed Ezra to get there. That should be interesting how he processes Thrawn's probable escape. Neither are aware of Ahsoka's on it. Yep. I think he'll get over it.
Portrayed Ezra because she let Thrawn or is letting Thrawn get away. Is that what the portrayal is? Is that what Rosales is saying?
If she destroyed the map, then the bad guys couldn't even be here right now to save Thrawn. But she didn't destroy the map.
But Ahsoka.
But I'm saying, is the Ezra, is Sabine betraying Ezra or betraying Ahsoka?
That I'm not posting that. That's disgusting.
Sabine is betraying the whole galaxy because Thrawn returning is a master tactician who will put everyone in danger. He may start the First Order.
What
he might start the First Order?
He starts the First Order.
He could.
Oh, you could do hell. That's a trilogy right there. Is a trilogy within himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you let Dave Filoni do that and do a trilogy out of that, man. People will forget about this last trilogy. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna lie. I'll be for that. If he does, you know what I'm saying? If he does Thrawn the way he is in those books, and I know I've heard Screen Crush talk about that, or every spoilers talk about that. You know what I mean? About how he's not really a bad guy. He just feels like what he's doing is right. You know what I mean? So I'll be for that.
Well, from my understanding, he wants to put his people on the map, like where he's from, and how he done, how he did things coming up. He wants to put that into motion, and he's just using the Empire as a means to an end.
I left a comment on heavy spoilers yesterday because they were talking about Jonathan Majors.
Oh, what?
Heavy spoilers. They were covering the case
for
a little bit.
Are you talking about the show with him and
Spoilerverse?
Spoilerverse with him and what's it called for Real Rejects?
Greg Alba. Greg
Alba. Yeah.
So I was like, nah. Pull up my screen. I have it ready for you because it was on my page, right? Greg says, if the motion is ultimately denied, what does the prosecution have? And I'm like, where I'm from, we call it racism. It's like, I hope you call it out when the police body cam footage released. Cops manufactured an assault accusation after Jonathan dialed 911 over attempted suicide. Ever since, the system of people of colorless have assembled in every branch of law, journalism, and media to continue the cops' work. This isn't tribalism, because earlier I saw someone, I think Paul himself, he goes, it was like a tribal thing where you got to choose a side. I said, no, this isn't tribalism. There's video evidence of her finger and ear uninjured, which the DA sat on. The only valid prosecution counter evidence is if she has a twin, is what I wrote on their video up top. I don't know. I think you're being ignorant. I know it's not the point of this Ashoka, so I'll end it after this. But I think the point that people are missing is that this is not an issue of opinion. This isn't an issue of let's wait. Let's sound smart. So we're gonna say we're not jumping to a conclusion. We gotta wait for evidence. Nah, evidence exists, and you're not looking for it.
That's what they should have said at first. Hey, let's wait to the evidence. They didn't do that.
Yes, that's a March 25th statement that I could co-sign. But now you're just acting like that's not evidence. There's a smoking gun, actually, and you're just pretending that the prosecution can unsmoke this gun, and they can't.
Exactly.
All right.
Ashoka. So let's do, if you guys are willing to meet me back here at, let me see. Oh shit, I can't do it at 3:30. If you guys, I don't know what you guys' schedule is, let's do a reaction to that, just that part tomorrow. Let's do 2:30 to 3:30 tomorrow, if you can. If
that's
you
your
can,
time or my time?
It's my time. It's Central Time.
Okay, so
I'll pass. The reason why I'll go
ahead, Chill.
Oh, I just don't want to do it. I don't like talking about other guys using their stream, talking about them. As it's something I don't always do, and if I do, I don't know how it'll be received, and I don't want to be the guy who's making a name off himself using other people. So I don't know. It's just a band-aid I haven't ripped off yet. So because of that, I won't do the commentary based on what. But I respect it. I understand why you would do it. I feel uneasy about it, and there's no winning. There's no winning. I would like to change these guys' minds, and who knows, maybe in a couple of weeks these guys will smarten up and be like, "Yo, I can't believe it! Look," and they could be talking to their audience about police injustices, and they could be maybe they will, when the conclusion has come to and the case is dropped, be these like helpful people who are gonna be nice.
I hate to say it, Chill, they're not. Well, if this case gets thrown out, and I'm talking about thrown out with prejudice to where the judge is like, we're not even gonna try to reach. I don't need no new evidence. We're not retrying. We're not doing nothing.
Yes,
we done with this case. They're still not gonna look at it in that light. They're just gonna say, oh, good. He's Jonathan Majors got free, back to Loki, back to whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, this dude's career has been damaged. What y'all don't understand is, no matter what, his career has been damaged. His career has been damaged.
The reason why I do reaction videos, especially to certain things, so if I tag you in there and you watch my video, because I'm doing a reaction, I'm just doing commentary, I'm thinking maybe they'll just watch it, because some people just watch it to see what you're talking about, to see if you're bashing them. And it's not necessarily that I bash, because I did it with E-Man, I've done it with Cosmic Wonder, I've done it with Grace, you know what I'm saying, and tagged all of them in there. And it's a show like, hey, if you're watching this, here's another side. You may agree, you may disagree, but at least I want to give you my side. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not coming back making videos and you're starting some beef. I know, Eric July does that a lot. When somebody disagrees with him, he goes on a whole rampage. I don't want that. I want to say, here's just my side, and let's try to get you on my side. And this is the best way that I can do it. So Chill, I most definitely respect you on that angle. Like, I don't want to make because once you tag and you hashtag, and people will find your videos, based on who's in your title. You like, nah, I'm good. You know what I mean? So I do respect that. I do respect.
Yeah, I respect it. But I'm with you too, Dre. Like, to me, doing that, it could open up the avenue of them reaching out to have proper discourse. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just real quick, like, hey, let me hop on real quick.
You're clout chasing. You're clout chasing, Blue. Me with my little 3,000 subscribers trying to get.
I'm not. No. I don't mean it in a clout chase part, because
I know you don't. I don't mean it either in that way. I'm just saying
that's how other people perceive. You're talking about the perception.
I understand that. I get that, but I mean, they don't have to reach. At the end of the day, they don't have to reach out. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it can open up the lane of to have discourse. I don't have to reach out to them. They don't have to reach out to me. It's just, hey, if You don't, you know what I'm saying? If this really stings, or if you think that I was wrong or whatever, hey, we can have this line of communication open and we can do it. We don't even have to make a video about it. We can actually talk off, you know what I'm saying, offline about it.
But that person doesn't want to have their audience know about their whack opinions and be tarnished.
Exactly.
True.
And that's what it really is.
I mean, but if you're not ready for the smoke, and not to you, Chill, but to them, you know what I'm saying? If you have something and you're standing on it and you're not ready for another side of the story, then don't even address.
But then that'll cause division within their ranks. And I see what Chilla's saying. Chilla's saying, you know what, these people are not going to even, it's not even worth it, because what's going to happen is they're going to get on their platform, and the people that follow their platform that subscribe, you know, they might have a Discord, but they're going to say, hey, you know what, I don't want no parts of it. This is just something that I feel, and we're going to move on, and let's talk about this. They're going to be back to the regular scheduled program. Fine. So what's really the use?
Cool. That's cool.
This way I'm talking for Chill like he ain't sitting right there.
I want to add a story to add to this. I DM'd somebody who's got more subs than me. No one I've ever mentioned live on a stream or anything. Someone you wouldn't think of. So don't imagine I'm talking about someone. But I DM'd. I'm like, hey, let's stream together. I do this thing on Saturdays. No answer. Couple months later, I hit him up again. Maybe 6 months later, hit him up again. I'm like, all right, cool. I think that he's ignoring me because I've DM'd multiple times, right? I think he's ignoring me, and I think that it's because of the level that I'm at versus the level he's at.
Exactly.
That is real. I'm 1000% agree with you. That's real. I'm not trying to because anything, but that's you right.
Would you do it though? Would you if you have another YouTuber asking you, let's work together, even if they have a smaller audience than you, that's still like a few, people like me, people watch me. I might get like 100 views, maybe 200 views on a video, unless something special happens. There's still 200 people that may want to be interested in your stuff. That's 200 fans you can gain, basically. Right. And I'm like, I don't see the value in, just because I'm smaller in the sub count, like I can't have a little bit of value to you. Even a guy who's got maybe 100 subscribers, if I do, that's ridiculous.
But Chill, I think you're on the right path. To me, if I'm a little YouTuber and this guy is big, if I can, the content we do, if it generates a buzz, you know what I'm saying? If we do good content, then it's good content.
But based on a certain YouTuber, I had a name for
we talked about it
Peter
already.
Pettigrew. No, hold on, wait a minute. Peter Pettigrew. I reached out to Peter Pettigrew, and it was during
I watched.
But so I reached out during Bel Air season 1. And in Bel Air season 1, when there's a scene where the girl gets this big influencer, and she was like, well, what do you do with you? What can I do with you? I got 1 million subscribers. You have 100,000. What value do you add? And this person echoed what the person said on the show. And I'm like, you don't understand the pulling up. Now, Peter Pettigrew can easily pull another YouTuber up who is at, 2,000 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, if his content is good. Pull that person. No, you don't add value to me, so I don't even care. And that's why I don't reach out to bigger YouTubers anymore, because I don't want that Peter Pettigrew type of feeling or anything. You know what I mean? If you don't want to pull me up just on the strength of me doing good content, we're doing the same thing because, I'm bigger than you and you're just using me to pull yourself up. I don't want no parts of you, because you don't understand it. It's not that many. There is a lot of Black YouTube creators in this blur space that needs to pull each other up. But if you think I'm too big for you, then I don't want no parts of you anyway.
Okay, who is somebody who is doing that? Who is pulling up? Who's going down to the guys who are less popular and no?
It's not many. I
don't know any.
I would say in our space, I don't know anybody in our space. But in other spaces, they do that.
That big hateful group that we all know about. They're always featuring new people on their panels and stuff.
They do that, and that's why that big hateful group is big, because they do that.
Right. I'm still waiting for Comics Explained. I'm not picking on Rob or anything, but I'm waiting for like all those guys to kind of do a community unity get together.
Yeah, and then that's why I appreciate you, Chill, which gotta wrap it up here in a few
Wrap
more minutes.
it up.
Yeah, I got to put my wrap it up box. But that's why I appreciate you, Chill, because you pulled me up, Blue. You put me on your show. We got to get Pam. I want to get Pam Entertainment on my show because you had her on. Chill. She's a smaller YouTuber. She has, I think she's a little over 200 and something subscribers. Why not bring her up because of what she's doing? You know what I'm saying? That's the way I look at it. Me personally, I've always been a person that if you're doing good content, I want to just get you on my show. I don't give a damn if you got 1 subscriber or a million subscribers. If you're doing good content, let's work. You know what I mean? But I know everybody else doesn't think like that.
Yeah.
That's because
to me, it's a lot of smart people on YouTube. And I'm using that word for real. Like it's a lot of people who know their shit on YouTube. Like Dre just said, might have 1 subscriber, might have 1 million subscribers. I don't know, but they're smart. If we can have a conversation and continue some things, you know what I'm saying, get some things moving and talk about some stuff, why not feature somebody? You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand why not.
Because if Peter Pettigrew is watching Morbius 2 at the red carpet, he don't want you to go. He wants to be Peter Pettigrew wants to be the man. He don't want you to be the man.
Still be the man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to go to the red carpet with Peter Pettigrew.
He don't think like that.
Just
him,
and
they don't think like that.
And I'm not looking for a handout. In a
lot of, to me, a lot of that's the way that I feel is that if you reach out to them, it's like you're getting a handout. And look, and then they turn around and be like, look, you see how I helped them? If it wasn't for you, you wouldn't even be here. Like, man, nah.
Well, they can change, can't they change? Isn't it possible that these guys might change their mind, see things differently when in older ages? And once they're maybe they're not so unstable about the way that their email list is only so short, so we can't put other people on. Maybe one day they feel like, yeah, we can do it. Look, share my screen. There's another YouTuber. Not in a bad way, but Revelation Stone, who's been covering Jonathan Majors stuff. She's been having videos every now and again. I think her most viewed is right here from 4 months ago. And I remember watching that video.
Wow, she had almost 170,000 views.
Yeah. And she got 1,000 from this one about 13 days ago also. The trial was delayed again. I would put you guys on her, Revelation Stone.
Revelation Stone.
Let's Saturday, I know, Chill. I know you don't do your things on Saturday.
I got time for you Saturday.
Let's because I got some smoke.
Okay.
I got some smoke for the shade room.
Well, I want in because I ain't working Saturday, so you let me know.
I'm not either. So I want to get in early because
Should I get Marcus?
Let's get it. Let's get everybody. Because
did you see the beginning of Marcus's video this week?
I watched it
just like a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I watched it.
Yeah, man. Just from the first 4 minutes and 30 seconds is just, I guess Josh was talking to him and he said, you know what? I'm going to click live. And then you just hear Marcus just explode. Basically the same thing. I'm sharing my screen. You can see right here.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
Right here. Yeah. Go to this video and watch the first 4 minutes because he's just like mad about the coverage of Jonathan Majors.
Oh, yeah. I watched it. And then remember what I said before I go. Remember what I said that they can only roll this case over 3 times. Like when people was like, "Oh, you're not a lawyer," and because I heard some people, some YouTubers think they're lawyers from another YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But I said they can only roll this thing over 3 times before the judge is going to ask for either we're going to go or we're going to dismiss it because I'm going to dismiss it. That last court date in October is it. You can either go to trial or we're gonna ask or we're gonna get a dismissal. Because I ain't got time. And I told you that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. I guarantee you that date they're gonna have a dismissal. Point blank period, because there's nothing else. You know what I mean? Especially with them hiding in that discovery, which I was trying to let this particular YouTuber know that in a discovery, when you're going to a court case, whatever you discover in the case, you have to share it with the defense. So the defense knows, hey, they have this information. I'm guaranteeing you probably want to plead this because all this information is good. Or you want to plead this because this is the information that you have. It makes the defense be able to come up with a plea agreement You know what I'm saying? Or some type of or you know, whether you plead
it
guilty,
makes the defense
innocent,
being able to come up with a defense.
with a defense. You have to give
what
all
your right is.
Exactly. So you have to give all the discovery. So all of that will you don't know what they have. Yes, you do, because they have to give it. That's why Pirate Sadru was leaking all this information. Just like if the prosecutor had something and they would have leaked information to TMZ. It's the same damn thing. But you know, YouTubers thought they knew everything. So let me shut up.
Every case that's been big or on a level like this, like you said, the prosecution will leak. So it might not be much, but it'll be enough to say, all right, he guilty. You know what I'm saying? It'll be just enough to make the public say, nah, this dude is guilty. And that's all they need. This prosecution ain't leaked nothing. Nothing came from the prosecution.
So let's do this. Okay, final thoughts on Ashoka, because I gotta go to work. Final thoughts on Ashoka. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. We yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I like this feeling of going to Screen Crush right next. Now I got to see what Heavy Spoiler said about it. How about Star Wars Meg? I know she had a little something to say about the show, and I love the weekly community that's happening right here. So it's doing awesome. It's so good. It's probably my favorite Disney Plus show. I love The Mandalorian, but I think this has usurped it. We'll see. Let's see if they stick the landing.
Yeah, Blue, what you thinking?
This is, you know what I'm saying? Kiss it to the chef, man. This is really doing it for me. I agree with Chill. This might usurp The Mandalorian, especially with this last season that happened. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It did it.
It did it.
Didn't do it for me. I know a lot of people say it started off slow. I thought it didn't. I thought it was given. Even you, Dre. I remember.
Yeah. That's why. That's why I had to Thanos. That's why I had to be like Thanos to say, maybe I judged you too harshly.
No, I thought, because I think a lot of people looked at it wrong. I always kind of looked at it like just an extension of Rebels. You know what I'm saying? I just always it just felt that way to me. With all that, once I read all the characters that was involved, it just looked like an extension of Rebels, and boom. Yeah, 9 out of 10. I put that.
I actually give this a 10 out of 10. Music, 10 theme, pacing, everything. It was 10 out of 10 for me. I literally felt like I was watching the Empire. I mean, Return of the Jedi when I was watching that. I love Empire Strikes Back is my favorite Star Wars.
That's my
second favorite because Revenge of the Sith is still the shit. I don't care what nobody says.
Nah, Empire Strikes Back.
But
only thing you're missing now, nobody's had a limb cut off. That's the only thing.
Well, we haven't got there yet. There's still time for somebody's limb to get it. Let's not lose hope on that. But I mean, I do. But Return of the Jedi, I have a special feeling because I remember just watching that with my uncles when I was younger, and we're sitting around watching on our flat model TV. You know what I'm saying? The floor model TV and stuff like that. And the aesthetic, the theme, the music, everything gave me all of that in this episode. And I'm looking so much for more. Pam Entertainment, inbox me, please. What's going on? Please inbox me on Twitter. I mean, DM me on Twitter. I'm probably saying that wrong. DM me on Twitter if you can with your information. I want to set up something to get you on Saturday. I'm gonna set that up now. Set the Saturday up live now. I want to do it 12 o'clock Central Time, which is 1 o'clock your time, Toronto time, Eastern time, right? Yep. And 1 o'clock your time, Blue. So if you are willing to do that, go to my Twitter at the Dre Mac Show, inbox me your information. Let's get that started. I want you in. You have a lot of information. And reach out, Chill, also to that other young lady too. I want
Revelation Stone.
Revelation. I want to try to get as big of a panel as possible to talk about this because I think this is awesome, and I don't pay the highest amount for nothing. So yes, it is 8 out of 5, 8.5 out of 10. It has been good.
It's real good, man.
Yeah,
I like the Easter
9.
eggs and 9. Yeah, 9 for me. I like the Easter eggs and the fanfare because it's not like overly blatant fanfare, and then the Easter eggs is right. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're right. You are right.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, I gotta go. Y'all don't understand. I mean,
peace, vibe higher. Just go.
Yeah, just go.
No, I gotta do this the right way.
It says wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. He's still muted.
Why are we still live?
Peace, Vampire. I gotta go because the outro. Get
You're
out of
telling
here.
me the video's
You know you
over?
don't need an outro. If you gotta go, just go.
Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe higher, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.